Hey guys, a little bit different format today. I've got Marius with me. We just wanted to kind of give you an update. A lot of things changed since last week, so we didn't want to do the same old, same old. We wanted to let you know what's going on in your state and how you can help. So last Thursday, we got the news that the Little Rock school districts were shutting down.
That's right.
And literally within only a few hours, Marius was able to turn his teams from after school focus to feeding.
Yep.
So let everyone know kind of what we've done in the last
Absolutely.
few days.
Yeah, so once we heard that the school district would close down all their schools, we automatically thought of the community that we're already in because we know that some of these kids rely on school meals for breakfast and lunch. So we knew there's going to be a need for food. So, we did what we had to do. We shut down our normal programming and switched gears right away to how can we get out in communities and help these families in this time of need with food, with just encouragement and just knowing that we're on their side regardless of how bad the crisis is, that we're going to be there. So the next day, like you said, we heard on Thursday, on Friday at 1 o'clock we rolled out with our vehicles, brought food into communities, and ever since we've been able to add more communities and more feeding sites to our schedule, and we're out and about every day feeding people right now. So,
And it's crazy, y'all. This in the numbers, we went on Friday, we had 75,000 kids in the school systems that were affected. And now the entire state.
absolutely.
And what that represents is there are over 300,000 children that require free or reduced lunches every day to make sure they've got their meals. And we've been able to go out there, and like Maria says, because of donors who've been faithful, we've increased every day the number of meals. And this isn't something light, guys. Right now we're spending about $9,000 a day just on meals. And you guys are making it happen.
Absolutely.
Coming in every day, it's a miracle how it's working. So thankful for your team, because the other thing is they've jumped up there in the number of sites, like you said.
Absolutely.
How many sites are we serving today?
So today we're at 33 sites that we're in, even through partners or other churches that are stepping up now and saying, we want to help too. And I think that's what you said. The number is 300,000 is so big, but if we get to own the community we're in, the local church gets to own their community, and we help a community, we can get it done together. And I think that's the biggest part about all of this. But yeah, we normally are only in 10 sites around Central Arkansas on an every weekly basis. So we're at more sides to it, but I think what we're doing is we're reaching out to communities, and they referred us to other communities. So a site we're in normally, they said, hey, we know 3 areas that are going to need help. So we went there and helped there, and then we found people that are like, hey, come over here, they're going to have a need. And so we started showing up for them as well.
And I think it's important also, a lot of people are asking, can we volunteer and help in this? And the truth is, we do need you, but we want to be careful. We want to make sure that we're not part of spreading anything. We're being super safe.
Yeah.
We're taking a lot of steps. I mean, from not only washing hands and cleaning and all of this
we're trying to be
everything.
as CDC approved as possible. We're trying to keep our 6-foot distance to the people that we get to serve. We put our gloves on. We try our best to uphold those standards, but at the same time, we don't want to just abandon communities. We want to be there and serve, but we are trying to limit our numbers of people that are going into each community, like you said, to kind of prevent from anything that we could pick up and bring to the next community.
Exactly. And I think one of the things, a lot of people are living in fear right now, just because what's next. And I mean, I get there occasionally as well, but I think this is one of the things that God created us for.
Absolutely.
To get out there and to make a difference when no one else is able.
Yeah.
And that's so cool to see your team that transitioned from, they were all working in after school programs, in classrooms,
Absolutely.
heated and cooled,
Yep.
not getting dirty, to they're literally running out there on the streets from place to place, driving vans, feeding kids.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think that's where we get to be, as Christ followers, that's our biggest strength, is get to be creative in times of needs, right? Right now, nobody knows what's going to happen next. We all are having our own agenda, but we get to now be an example of how God cared for us. When Jesus came died for our sins, that wasn't thought of before. So now we get to help people in ways that never been thought of before. So, right now it means bringing meals to communities. In 2 weeks it might look different, but whatever the need is, we want to be able to be creatively thinking of how can we help people that are in need right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so when all of this ends and we get back to a sense of normalcy, I think that's going to be one of those changing points for all of us as the church. Because we've got in here and we fed kids and we loved on kids in their darkest and deepest.
Absolutely.
And they're going to trust us.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an opportunity for us to share the love of Jesus
Yeah.
on a daily basis through our mobile programs,
Yeah.
through our after school programs, getting out there, encouraging them to go and live this life that is beyond.
Absolutely.
And so talk a little bit about what after school on the mobile side normally looks like.
Yeah, so this is actually very similar to what we normally get to do in communities. So our mobile unit goes out into communities, and normally we set up a big stage and we want to draw a big crowd of kids, and we do a fun program. We play games, we have songs, we teach a Bible lesson, and then we feed them and send them back home. Now, with our feeding right now, the situation we're in, we're not trying to gather a big crowd, so we're kind of holding that component back. But what we love to do is go in every community and meet the people where they are, just like you said, Jesus kind of met us where we are, and then help them get to the next place to where they're going to go. And our mobile unit is able to take us from where we are, where they are right now, and encourage them to be their cheerleaders in the situation they're in, and encourage them to chase after what God has for them and what dream God gave them, and just be cheering them on to get there.
And so, I mean, that's important for our volunteers to realize that the need after this
Yes.
is just as large as the need now.
And it might be even bigger, one could argue that. But I think that's where we're excited for, because we get to build new relationships now. For example, we had, like I mentioned, we had some of our mobile sites refer us to other sites that say, hey, we actually do need help on the daily, not just in this crisis, but even afterwards. So we're excited to expand our reach, to reach more communities, and we're going to need more volunteers that are able to help. We're going to need a new mobile truck that's going to need to be equipped and get made ready. So we're excited for what God's going to bring out of this situation. Even though right now it looks dark and it looks like there's no hope, I believe there's going to be a huge moment for hope to be spread afterwards.
A revival of sense.
Absolutely.
And so we're so thankful for all of you who are out there, who are giving, who are praying, who are going across the street and loving on that elderly neighbor, who are making sure the kids in your neighborhood are getting a little bit of love and a little bit of hope during all this. We encourage you to keep up everything you're doing and stay tuned. We're going to keep you updated. We're going to let you know all the great things God's doing during this crisis.